A high-stakes clash to kick off the weekend. I'm Matt Carlins, and this is Just Pro Wrestling News for Friday, August 27th, 2021. This update is brought to you by IndieWrestling.us.
AEW.
One tag team will punch its ticket to All Out tonight. The Lucha Brothers and Jurassic Express will meet on tonight's AEW Rampage. The winner gets a shot at the Young Bucks AEW tag titles inside a steel cage at All Out. Also on tonight's show, AEW champion Kenny Omega and Brandon Cutler versus Christian Cage and Frankie Kazarian, plus Ty Conti versus The Bunny. First it was the city of Chicago, then Cook County, Illinois. Now the entire state is under an indoor mask mandate, regardless of whether you are vaccinated or not. The statewide mandate goes into effect on September 5th, the same day as All Out. But as we have reported, local indoor mask mandates are already in effect for the areas where AEW and other promotions are running shows next week.
WWE.
As of Thursday night, we have no matches announced for tonight's SmackDown, but we are being promised some follow-ups on the two big returns at SummerSlam, Brock Lesnar and Becky Lynch, who is now the SmackDown Women's Champion. Rampage Brown knocked out Joe Coffey to win the main event on Thursday's NXT UK. Kenny Williams beat Oliver Carter to advance in the Heritage Cup #1 contender tournament. Williams scored the deciding pinfall after he cracked Carter over the head with a steel drinking bottle. Also on the show, Aoife Valkyrie used a steel chair to put away Jinny in a no disqualification match.
Ring of Honor.
Dragon Lee defends the Ring of Honor TV title on this weekend's ROH TV against Eli Isom. Also on this weekend's episode, two more quarterfinal matches in ROH's women's title tournament. Angelina Love versus Max the Impaler, and Allison Kay versus Trish Adora.
Impact Wrestling.
The Impact Tag Team Champions could be in some trouble. The Good Brothers lost a non-title match to Rich Swann and Willie Mack in the main event of last night's Impact Wrestling. Swann caught Carl Anderson with a roll-up for the pin. The Good Brothers beat up on Swann and Mack after the match. An in-ring confrontation involving Impact champion Christian Cage, the #1 contender Ace Austin, and Tommy Dreamer resulted in Scott D'Amore making a match between Austin and Dreamer for next week's Impact. And if Dreamer wins that match, he will get added to the Impact World title match at Victory Road. Also last night, Chris Sabin pinned Sami Callihan. Moose took down both men after the match, and he was set to bring a baseball bat down on a steel chair sitting across Callahan's neck. But Eddie Edwards ran out to save Callihan. Chris Bay used a roll-up and a handful of tights to pin David Finlay. Madison Rayne, Tenille Dashwood, and Caleb, with a K, won a 3-on-1 match over Taylor Wilde. Jordan Grace and Rachel Ellering cut off the post-match beatdown. That sets up a 6-person tag for next week. Also next week, Matt Cardona and Chelsea Green are going to challenge Rohit Raju and Shera. Some new names are now announced for the NWA's Empower pay-per-view on Saturday, including 90 Day Fiancé star Paula Mayfield. She'll be facing Kenzie Page. Another match now announced for Empower, Christy Janes versus Sky Blue. Major League Wrestling's Court Bauer tweeted Thursday that an MLW Women's Championship is, quote, in the works, end quote. As for possible contenders, MLW did announce Nicole Savoy will debut for the league at its show in Philadelphia on October 2nd.
New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Hiromu Takahashi's comeback match is part of New Japan's show at Korakuen Hall on Friday. Tonight's New Japan Strong has an 8-man tag team main event. Leo Rush, Brody King, Chris Dickinson, and Juice Robinson versus Team Filthy's Tom Lawler, JR Kratos, Jarrell Nelson, and Royce Isaacs. That is Just Pro Wrestling News for Friday, August 27th. Make sure you're following our friends at The Wrestling Revolution on Twitter at TheWRevolution. Later today, they will reveal number 5 on our Future 50 countdown of the top 50 professional wrestlers aged 25 and younger. We also invite you to subscribe to this feed so you don't miss our next news update. I'm Matt Carlins. Thank you for listening.
This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com.